was born in a big metropolitan city called Bush City.
Okay.
25 people. I was delivered by my grandmother. My grandpa went to town and didn't get back for 6 days because there was a storm that had come up, and he was trapped in Garnett, Kansas, getting the doctor. When he got back 6 days later, the doctor did my eyes and said January 6th is when I was born. My grandma said no, January 1st at 10 o'clock in the morning. So I've always had a little conflict to when I was born, whether it was the 1st or the 6th. I always joke about that. But I want to correct one thing in honor of my grandmother. I was nurtured as a child. My grandmother nurtured me. And I didn't know that growing up. But my mother had told me that she thought because my mother went to the hospital as soon as I was born. So grandmother took me kind of like I was hers. So I'm not so sure, and wouldn't put me down. Held me and loved me, and I'm not so sure that wasn't where I got whatever soft side, if I have one, from my grandma, Rodrock. Loved me and nurtured me and gave me some sort of imprinting, which I mentioned in my book, if you remember, that it's like a young horse, a baby colt. When you imprint it and rub it and love it, it's not afraid of people. So I want to make sure I give credit at that particular first 2 years of my life. Yeah, Maxine with my dad, Whitford, they didn't divorce until I was 4. So, and then it became somewhat dysfunctional, a lot of dysfunctionalism. And I guess the story goes, I was much like my father, I guess. So mother had a dislike for him. He was in prison, and I've told people he was like a match. He'd be sitting at the table, and just like you strike a match, he just knock you out of your... I mean, you'd almost eat in fear. Don't worry, just like a match. To this day, I can spill some of the table and almost flinch, even to this day, to that scar that you're going to get your face bloodied or knocked out of a chair.
Deep.
He just was an angry man. And so I think he beat Mom, and she was angry, and I guess my personality, I didn't know him. I never did really know him. And so she took a lot of her anger out on me and beat me, and with her alcoholism and violence, and they fought like dogs. He broke his arm with his hands.
Broke her arm with his hands.
Knocked her teeth out. I mean, fought. It was a violent, dysfunctional time. So those were early tough years. We had welfare. They'd come to the house. Miss West would come to the house, and eventually there, when I was 7, the state comes by and loads us in a car, 651 Chevy, and takes us to the orphanage in Winfield. Didn't know what was happening. When I was 4 or 5 in there somewhere, again, the years aren't so meaningful as it happened, but we had holes. It was like a kitchen, 1 bedroom. That's what it was. And the rats had run from the corner of that corner over to this corner, holes in the floor. And to us, they were big rats, field rats, not just mice. And she had stuck rags in the corner to try to pull the rats out. And they'd clean up our kitchen's food every night. When Maxine had put the food in the sink, the rats would come and eat it. And I guess they climbed in bed with us. And it was it was scary. I'm talking a fear of being beaten, as well as a fear. Cold, wet to bed, no warmth, no affection. It was a tough time.
Pond 5.